Hi everyone, Shaylee Gallagher here, the author of The Cursed Promise, back again with another video where today I will be talking about writing an interesting love interest. So let's begin. So have you ever read a book where the love interest honestly kills the entire book for you because there's no interest there? There's no chemistry, there's no personality behind that character. It just feels like that character is there just to serve as a love interest. That is it. Well, here I am to help you avoid being that author and avoid that happening in your own book. So to start off, this tends to be a bigger issue with female love interests. I don't notice it as much when it's a girl with a male love interest. Oftentimes the males have their own storylines behind them. However, that's not guaranteed. There have been books I have read where the male love interest is a walking, like if you've ever watched Inside Out, that moment where they're in her imagination and it's her imaginary boyfriend and it's, I would die for Riley. You know, it's literally like that, where it's just a character where that's their only personality trait is loving the main character. And that, for a reader, is boring. It's so boring. We want personality behind that character. What makes them tick? Why do they love the character? And let them disagree with the character's choices. You know, let them have their own personality there. Let your love interest dislike things about the main character. Let them not like everything about the main character. Let them hate how stubborn they are. Let them hate how they bite their nails. You know, I'm married, and I can't tell you how many things that I'm like, my husband drives me nuts with. And does that mean I don't love him? No. But if he could stop snoring at night, that'd be nice. So when you're writing a love interest, you want it to be realistic. You want that realism. And yes, when you first fall in love, there is that rose-colored glasses where everything seems hunky-dory and happy and joyful. But in general, there's gonna be issues. There's gonna be things that you don't like about each other. But the difference is, what can you live with that you can't live without? My dad taught me that. What can you live with that you can't live without? And so, you know, can you live with the fact that your husband snores because you can't live without him? So, same thing with a love interest. So let's say your love interest has to break into somewhere to save the main character. And they have morals. They refuse to hurt anyone ever. But their only option is to hurt someone to save the main character. That's really interesting. Because what can he live with that he can't live without? Can he live with the guilt of betraying his own morals, or her own morals, to save the main character? You know, because let your love interest have their own character arcs. Like, obviously, your main focus should be the main character, but every single character in your story should have some sort of character arc, even if it's very small. Letting your love interest have a little bit of that spotlight helps develop them and helps them be more interesting to the reader. So think about love interests that you've loved in the past. The first one I can think of is Peeta. Peeta is not the main character. That entire book series is in first-person point of view and is in Katniss's point of view. However, Peeta has his own character development throughout the story. And that character development is what helps evolve him and make him more interesting. Making him more interesting also makes him more interesting to Katniss and evolves that love story. So in the book, Peeta is interesting because he has his own character development. But that also, in turn, makes him interesting to Katniss. And that can also help you in writing that as well. A character being complex makes them more interesting to your main character. Makes them more realistic. You know, not everyone is perfect, and trying to make a perfect love interest is unrealistic. And yes, there is a time and place, you know. You can mess with that perfection, you know, that concept of, oh, this person is absolutely perfect, and then they're not. You know, you can mess with that. Love isn't perfect, and people aren't perfect. Let your main characters fight. That's so realistic, and don't make it over a misunderstanding. So many people hate that trope nowadays. Have it literally be about flaws. You know, I have a scene in one of my books where the characters fight because the main character's being incredibly stubborn and getting hurt because of it. And the love interest is furious with them because they shouldn't be getting hurt. If they just would ask for help, they wouldn't be getting hurt, you know? That care that the love interest has for the main character is so important. But it should not be the only thing that you know about that character. Do they have hobbies? You know, do they have things they do when they're stressed out and stuff like that? You know, I notice all that stuff about my husband. I notice that the things he does when he's stressed out. I notice the things he does when he's overwhelmed. And that should be something that your main character recognizes too. It's like, he's biting his nails. It's a bad habit, but I know he must be stressed. You know, stuff like that. And take that into account and let your character be flawed. Let your love interest be flawed. Don't let them be perfect. And don't let their only character trait be loving your main character. So that's all I got for today. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. The Cursed Promise, my debut novel, is available on Amazon or Barnes & Noble for orders. So if you guys want a copy, you can go there and order one. I really appreciate all the support you guys are giving me. If you have any questions, please comment them down below and I'll do my best to answer them. But that's all I got. So, bye!